Hi everyone, welcome to Finance Friday, episode 21, and today the invisible leaks, where buildings quietly lose money every day. Every property has two budgets, the one written on paper and the one that leaks out of the back door. Most landlords and CFOs obsess over headline numbers, service charge total, OPEX forecast, CAPEX plans, energy budgets, etc. However, the real financial danger sits in the shadows. The invisible leaks that drain money long before a line item even appears on the spreadsheet. So, in 2025, as operating costs climb across Europe, the UK, Africa, and Asia, the hidden losses have become one of the most significant financial risks in real estate. So, here is a forensic breakdown of where buildings quietly bleed cash and how elite FM teams are stopping it. So, number one, reactive repairs, the silent budget killer. Reactive maintenance is not a repair strategy, it's a financial penalty system. Every unplanned failure triggers a cascade of unbudgeted cost. And trust me, from experience, I can tell you it's very costly. So, for example, emergency call-out multipliers, labor premiums, part priced at crisis rates, collateral damage, the real cost nobody budgeted for, lost tenant productivity, follow-on repairs within weeks, etc., etc. So across EU and the UK, portfolios still running at over 40% reactive maintenance are overspending by 12 to 22% without realizing it. So the leak, avoidable failures disguised as unavoidable expenses. If you phone a contractor over the weekend to help you out with a burst boiler pipe or something, trust me, you're going to pay. So rather inspect it carefully and make sure it's maintained. Number two, the SLA, service level agreement blind spot. Contractors meeting the contracts, not the standards, and that is a lot to think about. You know, are they just doing what the contract says, or do they don't even meet your standards? So most buildings operate on SLAs, okay, service level agreements that specify response time, attendance time, fixed time, reporting requirements. Nevertheless, the problem is that SLAs are often locked rather than verified. When SLAs are not independently checked against building management systems, data, attendance logs, CCTV entry records, CAFM timestamps, access control trails, etc., contractors can meet the SLA on paper without delivering the service, and I've seen this happen. This leak is massive. Fading SLAs typically inflate OPEX by 8 to 14% through shortened asset life, recurring faults, and duplicated work orders. So be careful of that piece of paper you receive. Make sure it has happened. Review CCTV, speak to your concierge, etc., etc. Number three, asset life degradation, the hidden CAPEX thief. When maintenance is weak, assets do not fail. They die early. Premature replacement of high-value items like chillers, boilers, lifts, AHUs, pumps is the most expensive leak in real estate. A chiller expected to last 20 years often lasts 12 to 14 years under because of neglect. So, for example, poor water treatment, incorrect filter regimes, missed lubrication, cheap parts, wrong seasonal settings, zero performance monitoring, etc. The result? What should have been your CAPEX for 2035 all of a sudden appears in 2025. The leak, CAPEX pulled forward by a decade because of negligence. Number four, weak contractor oversight, money lost in plain sight. This is the leak almost every CFO underestimates. Building lose money every day through duplicate invoices, unverified attendance, incomplete PPMs signed off as complete, overcharging for minor works, incorrect parts fitted, attendance that never occurred, unspecified materials built at premium rates, labor charged twice for the same fault. So, across global portfolios, weak verification alone inflates annual cost by 5 to 11%. With artificial intelligence, building management logs, and attendance analytics now readily available, this leak is entirely preventable. Yet it remains widespread. I would say the problem there is the staff, the building management doesn't have time to review what has happened, but you need to come up with a system that can prove that the work has been done. If it wasn't then done, remove the person from your contract. Number five, energy drift. The slow, expensive slide away from efficiency. Energy does not spike, it drifts. More over than drifts, it often invisible until a quarterly bill arrives. Common causes include incorrect BMS scheduling, misconfigured set points, stuck dampers, pumps running 24/7, dirty heat exchangers, faulty sensors lying to the system, equipment fighting itself, simulation heating and cooling. So energy drift alone can add to 7 to 18% to annual consumption without triggering alarms. The leak, the building is still running, just far less efficiently. I've worked in buildings where you have the AC unit or the air handling unit running non-stop for the whole day and evening and for weeks and months on end, and it wasn't needed. That should have been picked up by the engineering team and it should have been addressed. Number 6, compliance gaps, fines, insurance risk, and corporate liability. Compliance failures cost more than rectification. The trigger, insurance penalties, legal exposure, claims rejection, liability for workplace incidents, government fines, costly emergency works to close the gap. The financial leak, risk crystallizes into the cash loss. So you got to watch those compliance gaps. Fines, insurance risk, corporate liability, etc. They can add up very quickly. Number 7, missing forensics. No root cause, no budget control. The worst leak of all, fixing systems instead of causes. In the same asset appears on the active logs every month. If the same asset appears on the reactive logs every month, the root cause was not found. The contractor is invoicing repeatedly, the landlord is paying for the same failure many times, etc. So the root cause absence is how buildings leak money for years without anyone noticing, and that is unacceptable. How to stop the leaks? Elite FM teams protect OPEX by implementing PPM, planned preventative maintenance, with actual compliance, verifying service level agreements with digital evidence, not contractor reports, conducting quarterly forensic audits of work orders, monitoring assets performance, not just failures, using BMS and CAFM integration for energy drift detection, introducing exception reporting dashboards, holding contractors financially accountable for repeated faults. I'll say it again, holding contractors financially accountable for repeated faults, because why didn't you fix the fault in the first place? Treating maintenance as finance, not engineering. Say that again, treating maintenance as finance, not engineering. So in 2025, financial control is no longer one in spreadsheets, it's one in operations. Buildings do not need bigger budgets, they need fewer leaks. Thank you for watching Finance Friday. I wish you a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.